Yeah, of what is his name? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm having such a brain fart. What is good, y'all, and happy Tuesday, and welcome back to another TV recap. I am your girl Ash for all my newcomers. Hey, what is going on? If you are looking for a TV bestie, you definitely want to stop here, subscribe to the channel. Here I do TV recaps. I'm a lover of reality TV, so that's definitely something you're going to get here as well. Mom of three, so you're definitely going to get some vlogs, some of my lifestyle stuff, and just a little bit into my life here, of course. So if that's something you think you might be interested in, you definitely want to subscribe to the channel, and of course bang that bell so that you can get notified whenever I drop these good old videos. So Team Mom 2's episode tonight was falling on a grenade and getting right on into it, because things are like getting very interesting, especially like with Kale and Javi. Like, getting right on into it, right, y'all? Like, as usual, not wasting any time, getting right on into it. So, Kale and Javi, they coach like, Javi is like the football coach. Kale is the football mom, so to speak, or whatever, or whatnot. So, they are getting in a lot more time in together and are spending a lot more time in together with having the fact of doing the whole football thing. So with that, basically, Kale is letting us know that basically, all right, now, so before we even got there, Kale and Javi are, I think they're like in a championship game or whatever it is. They had to go like basically out of town for a game. So like they're traveling together within close quarters of each other, but then as well, they're noting to us that basically, despite the history, despite everything, like they've gotten along. It's been a good trip. There's been no drama outside of football drama, of course, but drama between them has been, good. So even after, the football game, they come back home. The house is just about, looking to be like livable. Like she can just about almost move in. So she's touring Javi, to giving Javi a full tour of the house. And Javi is, making like little snide comments like, oh, our place for me to study, where I'm going to sleep, we're going to decorate like this, we're going to decorate like that. Like, clearly, like, this is beyond flirtation. Like, clearly, this is like, is we getting back together, or we going to get back together, like, type of thing. In which it basically does end up getting there. So, like, they clearly have been hanging out, or have been hanging out more since they've been getting along or whatever or whatnot. And I think literally even Kale, she might not be admitting it or will admit it, but clearly even she is possibly even thinking of the fact of even them possibly even be a thing. The fact that she doesn't really have like a straight answer when when she's like, that he's being flirtatious and he's hinting at us getting back together. Like I said, so they meet up, at her office, have lunch, whatever. He's helping her put up like a clothing rack. They're clearly they're comfortable with each other. Oh, and then they hug and kiss. Like they clearly their relationship is definitely going to up there, but they have a good relationship, I guess, so to speak. But as well, they're comfortable with each other. So I think them having a good relationship and being comfortable, sometimes it might be easy to cross boundaries or whatever or whatnot. So Kale was basically saying that basically, you know, Javi is like a right person but wrong time. And if I understood that correct, I guess she was just thinking about like he was that person, but the timing was wrong then, or was she like making that seem like for the present, as in the timing is wrong now? I don't know. Basically, all in all, she basically tells Javi she pleads the fifth when he asks her, when he flats out, because he does, like, he asks her, like, does she think about, like, them getting back together? And him never really hearing her, like, say that he's been the person, but the wrong timing. Like he wants clarification, he wants clarity, he wants, I go say closure, but as well he wants an opening. I think for them possibly, moving into something, having a relationship. So she straight, pleads the fifth, and it's kind of just like, so what does that mean? But she basically says like, obviously, there's a glimmer of hope. It's like she's open to it, but it's kind of like when you've, been in a relationship with someone and things have possibly gotten like, have gotten ugly at a degree, and things have gotten bad, or kind of like you see that person in their darkest and how far that they can go and how ugly that things can get. It's like, when we're good, we're good. But I know when we get bad, this is the place that you can go to. And do we want to do that again? Is there something like, and overall for me, it's just like this. I'm not, them getting back together is not like a big surprise or like a I'm not completely like, oh my God, I hope she, I think while Kayla's obviously getting her therapy, Javi needs to get therapy too, and I think as well that they need to get therapy together, especially if that's something that they're thinking about doing. I definitely feel like that they need an outside party, especially because of the history and all the things now that have transpired, including now adding on to the fact of, um, uh, baby girl, what was her name? But basically, Isaac's stepmom, like basically throwing Kale under the bus to Hobby. Like so much has just transpired. Like y'all cannot go in doing the same and going about it the same. So it's hoping like, okay, if y'all do decide to go down this road, hopefully they take the right precautions, and they I want to say precautions because that's a funny word, but basically, they try to basically do things different than what they did the last time. All right, and then my girl Leah. So Leah is, her and Jalen are, Jalen has moved. They are back from the trip from, meeting his family. They're talking about basically how, kind of like how things have like basically gotten settled in and how they've been progressing, since he's moved and since they've, you know, um, gotten back, from seeing, his family, and basically like his family's take on, Leah, and the girls, and as well Leah's, the girls' take, on Jalen alone, because that's a big thing, obviously, for Leah is making sure that they have a good relationship with him, that they like him or whatever or whatnot. So, and then as well, like even though we're thinking that this is moving fast or whatever or whatnot, like the baby daddies have met Jalen. They both have met them. So everybody's in the loop as far as like her being in a relationship, her meeting somebody. Like everybody's in the loop. Everybody knows. Everybody knows Jalen. So, all right, boom. That's cool. What got me though was, okay, so Leah's sister, we know that she had met the guy in Costa Rica. They got a baby together, and basically for 2 years, I did not know it had been that long, but it sounds about right. For 2 years now, he has been trying to basically get a visa to come here to United States. Finally, he's been approved. He can come down. Now, mind you, they've been engaged, so with him getting that visa, obviously now he's on a time crunch to be married to someone, but they're already in that process of already being engaged and wanting to be married. So the plan is to go ahead and not even waste any time. They're gonna go ahead and get married, once he gets here. So what the issue was for me was, okay, that's cool, great for you, but don't push that on Leah, because like one, like I don't want to say it's surprising, but I think it was like, okay, like Leah's not so gung ho to go and jump into a whole nother relationship, not even a relationship, a marriage. It don't sound like really that she want to get married again in all general, if we want to like be frank about it. Her sisters, just talking about, well, it's time, when is Jalen gonna, pop the question, or when is Jalen gonna do this, when's Jalen gonna do that, and Leah's like, Mm, yeah, no, I don't know about that. He don't need to do all that. He don't need to do not something that he don't feel like he even want to do. Like I got married at what she was like 17, and then again at 19. Like she has pause for wanting to get married again, which is definitely understandable. Can you fault the woman? Can you fault her? So, um, it's definitely obviously something that her and Jalen need to be having conversations about. Is does Jalen even know that? Because if he wants to progress to get married and Leah's like, no, I'm pretty good with us just doing what we're doing. We don't have to get married. We can just do this and love each other, and let that be that. So I found that, very interesting that Leah is like actually not not like she has great pause. Like I feel like that's great pause. It wasn't like a oh, no, no. That sounds like great pause as far as like, being married again. So definitely a conversation, to be had or whatever or whatnot. But, you know, I don't think I don't know because okay, maybe we did get like, Leah's input on like what, she thought about, Jeremy is Addie's dad. What is the twins' dad name right now? Which of course I can't think of, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So like why do we have to have like we haven't seen their grandpa, the twins' grandpa on their dad's side like in forever. We have not seen him forever, and they had to make it a whole thing about, obviously, Leah brought up how the fact that they had brought him up, and so Jalen, excuse me, Leah brought up about the fact of him, meeting her children's fathers, and so now basically he is a part of visits and he shows up to visits, and honestly, it seems a whole lot awkward. It seems a whole lot awkward. He's making conversation like, "Oh yeah, it's a nice truck. I got to get me one of those with this hat, with this cap." What Jalen? What? Okay. Um, all right, Jalen. I didn't like the hat. I didn't like the hat. So that's neither here nor there. But they had to make that a whole thing about, them things must be getting serious because the girls have met Jalen and he's met Jalen and just whatever, whatever. Like, why did that have to be a thing? Why did that have to be a thing? So, and I end up having to make it a thing by bringing it up. But we literally got a glimpse of the dad that of what is his name? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm having such a brain fart. Corey, that's Corey. Corey's dad. We get a glimpse of Corey's dad just for them to have a conversation about Leah being in another relationship. Like, why do we even make that a thing? Like, Leah just supposed to stay single for the rest of her life. Like, she can't. So every time Leah get with somebody, just we gonna get. So moving on. Let's talk about yeah, I think I'm gonna save Jade and then for last. So not Jade, Ashley for last. So we're gonna talk about Jade. Because that's like pretty like Leah, pretty like short to do. Let's jump on, catch up with them. Basically, Sean's gonna be coming home soon. At the same time, she bought a house and that's almost done. She has got renovations done or added on or got some work done at the salon as well too. So like Jade is really, keeping herself busy, keeping herself going, getting her bag, doing her grown woman shit, just doing her mom stuff, like whatever, whatever. And with Sean coming back, if anything, it's a matter of just like, okay, what is this gonna look like? Like she was so like, this is hard, I need Sean. And then with him now being gone for so long, it's like now I've gotten used to him being gone. I've gotten used to this. I've been able to manage this, which I knew she could. She had it in the bag, the whole time. So it's trying to figure out where now Sean is going to fit in now, with everything, especially with her having, her own place. Of course, she wants the best, for Chloe, as well as her and Chloe, overall. So it's like, does that, do we strive to make that, make this relationship work or try to see if we can make this go another round with her dad? or do we realize that we're actually okay without him and we might not need to make this a thing again? So, that's basically where she's at. Again, like she's opened the shop, and I guess where, she's able to actually give her friends opportunities to like work in the shop. Chow is going to be doing like lashes, I think, or whatever. And she got another friend. She didn't really say what she was doing, but it sounds like that friend is going to be working at the shop. So, she's got her hands full, and Sean again is coming out of gonna be coming out of the therapy. So that's what's gonna be interesting, to see how everybody's doing, because oh, mind you, oh no, next week is the season finale, because I was about to say tonight's the season finale. No, next week is the season finale. So it's definitely gonna be interesting to kind of like see like where how things are going to go for them. And so then getting down to Ashley and Bar, um so sad to basically hear that Bar's mom has sounds like a form of cancer in her back or whatever or whatnot. But I smile because um even amongst that, she still found a way to, with that going on, to smile and laugh. She was hype about over here about getting actually, now getting free, massage therapy or whatever or whatnot. So, and Bar, found that heartwarming that even, with all that she has is going on and taking in, that she's still able to smile and just be grateful, you know, with all that everything is going on or whatever or whatnot. So, it's good as well that with having to deal with that him and that Ashley and his mom are on a good page. I can imagine, having to deal with my mom's health, and then my mom and my wife basically don't get along. Like that was like, so they've we all know like they've come a very long way. Bar's mom and Ashley, and I feel like even just Bar's mom has like really just came a long way. Just when Bar was, when she had, oh my gosh, it's a bug in here, y'all. Yeah, it's definitely a bug in here, and it's gonna be all around the slide till we're done. So if you see something flying around, that's the bug, and hopefully I'm gonna try not to swat. I think I might have got it just now. Even I think even seeing the growth, like I seen like his mom just even like coming a long way. Like when she has expressed that basically, the illness had really kind of like put her to a point where she wanted to take herself out of out of here, off this earth. And he was just like, like, why you didn't reach out to me, and you should have called me. And she's like, like, I think I just, as a parent, and when you hear it, I think when you, it just hit me. I think is all I'm gonna say, because I know I'm not gonna be able to put it into words right now. And how she was just saying that, she don't want to put that on him right now, because he has his own burdens to carry right now. He has a family, he has a wife, he has a daughter. He has to deal with that. He has to, have to handle that. And if something was to happen to her, she wants him, he still has that. He still has his wife, he still has his daughter. They still need him. And she would want him to keep trucking and to keep moving and just to keep going. Just losing a mom to cancer, I could just feel this, and in a whole different manner. And I pray that she is able to come out of this, or whatnot. And I pray for her healing and her recovery, because God, I don't wish that on anybody, for one, to lose their mom. But it's he Bars at that place where it's like, one, she is on the other side of the of the coast, and is trying to figure out, what can you do, what's in your hands, what can you do to help, what can you do to, what can you do. And then possibly feeling helpless, or feeling like you don't know what to do. And because I tell you, if I knew the things that I knew when I was their age, because I was about their age when my mom had gotten cancer and had passed away from cancer, I was, yeah, because Jada was about, yeah, I was like 22, 23, somewhere like that. Because I had Jada, yeah, somewhere between 22 and like 24, something like that. So, I'm pulling for them. I'm pulling for them. That was mainly like what was going on with them, and her coming to visit or whatever or whatnot. Because as well, like I think when her other children it was like their birthday, like their graduation, and Bar's like, no, like you need to make sure you're taking the precautions, make sure it's okay to travel. She was like, I'm traveling. I'm gonna come down there. Like, ain't nothing gonna stop me from seeing this. Of course, she's just happy to see Holly and just like I'm just pulling, and I'm proud of Ash for just, you know, doing what she can to be there for Bar and to be supportive of Bar, and they're work, continuing to work on, their relationship and getting better. So, um, I said I was gonna do Ashley last, but then I realized like we hadn't even touched on Brianna yet. So, things have been seeming to go good, and I'm hoping next episode, y'all, that they show um Lewis showing up just late, because things have been, going good. Lewis had been calling about twice a day or whatever or whatnot. They're seeing, the slight changes in him, the slight changes in, Stella, just from, they're interacting, from each other. Um, but of course, like, she has that marvelous relationship with Devon, even down to the point like Devon picks her up from school with Nova. Devon, takes her to his new place, to see his new place and to see Nova's room. Like, things are like, I just love that for Stella. I love that for Stella. I love that for Devon. And I think what I love, like, even like him and just seeing him in like full parent mode, and talking with Nova about like, okay, well, you want this is what I want in your grades. Like, these babies like have just grown up, and not the babies, not by the babies. I mean the parents. They have just really grown up. So just really seeing him in like full on daddy mode, because Stella's having struggling with her grades right now. It's just, and because we don't really see Damon really like in that daddy mode like that, so it's it's always, good to see, good to feel. But, Brianna felt like, that the dads were stepping up, at the same time. So she wanted to, bring them together, especially with the fact that Devon is such a prominent person in Stella's life. Like, they're like, we'll put them together. They need to meet, whatever. Of course, Devon, I'm there. Whatever shows up. Lewis, okay, cool. I'm there. But he don't show up. At least he's late. And of course, Stella be like, well, why when they call him, why isn't he answering like that? They don't realize how much they leave the bag with Brianna to answer so many questions that she can't answer. Just they leave her with a lot. Thankfully though that, Stella is okay. Her heart is okay. Basically, the doctors, are just feeling like basically she's just becoming observant, of her body. Everything's normal. She's doing just fine. So, again, it seemed like things were going to be good. Lewis was, calling. Lewis, was like, not even Lewis, not even that. Lewis was calling, and then Stella in this, the heart monitor, she doesn't need it. It's good. And then the moment you just need to show up, you don't show up. And of course, the Libra in me is trying to like make sense. Okay, maybe he don't want to do the cameras again. Maybe he don't want to be, he don't feel like him and Devon should be in the same space. Well, though that's not the first time. At the same time again, maybe he feels like he don't want to be around her family. Like, I don't know, but I'm like, Lewis, like, so what do y'all think? Y'all tell me. Let's talk about it. Leah and Jalen, what do y'all think about it? Have they moved too fast? Are y'all for this relationship? Are we not for it? How are we feeling, right? You know, Jade and Sean. Do you think Jade is going to let Sean come back in and stay? Do you think they're going to go back into the old stuff and just end up back in back together? You know, Kel and Javi. Would y'all see them getting back together? Y'all think they gonna get back together? Do y'all want them to even get back together? Like, is that something? I'm open for that, y'all. I think they the best for each other. Let me see who else. Yeah, y'all let me know. Let's talk about it. Drop me some comments below. Let me know about, your thoughts on this episode, what you're thinking for some of these moms and their futures to come. Is Lewis gonna show up late? Maybe. I don't know. But we're down to this season finale already. So I will see y'all next week and happy Tuesday, y'all. Peace.